Hello, students. Hope you're doing good, staying safe. We're gonna continue working we on the flipbook. So right now, try to you can pause the video, quickly, and get your flipbook out. We're gonna work on the flipbook. So if you remember, the flipbook looks a little like the one on the left. And this is mine, of course. Yours may look a little bit different, and some might have a different organization. But quickly, remember that we were working on um, titles. We worked on what is poetry, what is the definition and examples of simile and metaphor, what is a verse, what is a stanza. We wrote the definition of imagery, repetition, and personification, hyperbole, and onomatopoeia. But right now we're gonna work on the examples of imagery and the different types of imagery. So you're supposed to already have this definition down, and if you don't, pause the video and write it down. So this is the definition of imagery, the representation of objects, actions, and ideas appealing to the five senses. So the first sense that we're appealing to, or the first kind of imagery, is visual. You know, as you may have read it in Spanish, it is exactly the same in Spanish. It's visual. So visual is the kind of imagery that appeals to the senses of seeing. The tree had shades of yellow, green, and blue. It was a beautiful tree. So we're having different adjectives that appeal to what we can see. We can see that the tree has shades of yellow, green, and blue. Write that example on your flipbook. If you need to pause the video at any time, do it. So the second type of imagery is auditory, and it kind of sounds like audio, and it appeals to the sense of hearing. Take a look at the example sentence of auditory imagery. I was annoyed by the constant yelling. It felt like the buzzing sound of a mosquito right beside one's ear. And if you may have had that experience before where a mosquito is flying right next to your ear and you can hear like the little buzzing sound of the mosquito right next to you, you would know what the speaker is talking about. It's an auditory image. And the same thing goes here. Write it down in the example. Write auditory and the example. Up next, we have olfactory. And it kind of sounds like olfato. It appeals to the sense of smell. The floor smelled like Christmas. It was probably because my mother used the Christmas Fabuloso floor detergent. Now, if you have had one of your parents mop the floor in Christmas with a Fabuloso Christmas detergent, you know what the speaker is talking about. The smell of pines and different combinations that the Christmas Fabuloso has. So here we have the speaker talking about a distinctive smell that he has of Christmas, which is the Fabuloso brand of Christmas. The final one is tactile. The tactile appeals to the sense of touch, anything that we feel. A cat's tongue feels like rough, like sandpaper. A cat's tongue feels rough like sandpaper. So the speaker here is trying to tell us how the tongue of a cat feels, which is exactly like a sandpaper. So remember that you have to copy each and one of the examples that are given. So if anytime you have to go back on the video, pause the video to write down, it's okay. Just make sure that you have it written down on your flipbook. Now the final example is gustatory. And it kind of sounds like the Spanish word gustar. And it is what appeals to the sense of taste. So here we have an example sentence, quite long one. My mom's beans always tasted like the perfect combination of homemade sofrito, diced potatoes, the hint of the salt, and sweet goodness of the tomato sauce and a hint of oregano. So we have a different combination of taste that the speaker is trying to tell us that his mom's bean tastes like. So write it down on your flipbook. Make sure that your flipbook is complete up until what we worked on. We have different examples of the different imagery, and again, if you have to go back on the video, please do. Just make sure that you have everything written down on your flipbook. Okay, stay safe. Goodbye.